So, if you guys are unaware, you may not know that I made a video a while ago talking about some messages that I received from Dedra's supposed fiance, Jeremy Ambrose. And if you guys are still unaware, I don't know why you're watching this, but Dedra Ambrose is somebody who was bullying and harassing Lakota the Service Wolf, Howls in Love, Danielle, anything you know her by. She's the Galaxy Shepherd now, because she actually has a service dog. It's a black German Shepherd. She's very sweet. But anyway, when this was all going on, and I deemed her IP address the same as the one that was running the Lakota's BS Instagram account when it was up, I had received messages from Jeremy from his supposed Instagram. At the time, I wasn't sure if I believed him or not. Now I know I do, and it's because of the messages I'm about to show you. A lot of these messages were, some of them are, like, boring and unrelated, but most of them are low. Are you having fun with that? What is it? What is that? Is that your new little baguette toy? Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sorry, reality of having a dog. Hi, puppy. Hi. Hi, puppy. So, I wanted to record this video and update you guys on the contact that Jeremy, Dedra, and I have had with each other via Instagram. That's the only contact that I've had with them other than my YouTube comments, which are still in full view for everybody, so I wanted to be as open with you guys as possible about that. So I am going to be reading and showing you the messages I have received from Dedra and from Jeremy now. So this first slew of messages is just a bunch of pictures of her and Jeremy, just proving that Jeremy is who he says he is, which I really appreciate her sending me, because I wish that Jeremy would have sent me literally any of these pictures when he first started talking to me, but he didn't. So, now that I have them, I do believe that Jeremy is who he says he is. In the beginning of that last message down at the bottom says, "Is this enough proof that he is indeed who he said he is? He knows I'm sending you this. I've freely, of my own will, given him permission to look at everything I do or say. That's not abuse of any kind. I, though, honestly like you sharing the master-slave relationship we have on that video that he stated to you in private should have been kept private. Thanks for airing my personal type of relationship with his aside from being engaged to the world. Yes, I'll show him everything I've said here." So, as you saw in that previous video, yes, they did. He did say that they have that sort of submissive dominant relationship, which I did not need to know, but he told me that anyway. And I did tell him that everything in our conversation that I had said to him would be shown in a video. I did say that, and he agreed to that. And I told Dedra, I told him that I share everything. He gave me the permission to do so visibly in the messages, because if he had said no, then I would not have continued talking with him, because at that point it would have been something that would keep me from my unbiased role in this situation. So, yeah, I can't, allow that to happen. So I did let her know as well that I would be posting everything, because that's just what I do. This whole situation needs to be public at this point so that people are remaining responsible for their actions, because it seems like if we don't do that, then they don't. And then at the bottom of this message, you can see that she sent me a picture, and I will show you guys that picture now. It looks like what it is a comment on, I believe, YouTube, and it is from B-Town Paranormal. If you want to read it yourself, you can pause it and read it. But this is a picture that she sent to me, like I showed you. And then referring to the photo, she says, "This is where Sarah did indeed state that John didn't die. I thank you for responding to me. Please do not share the real spelling of my legal name. I am indeed hiding from my ex-boyfriend because he did threaten to kill me if I left him. I am going to next year be legally changing my name." And I said, all right. And I do want to state here, just to kind of let everybody know that everything that I'm sharing in this video is stuff that I received from her. And everything that I am sharing, I was able to find elsewhere on the internet. So she has either shared this information publicly elsewhere, or she or somebody else has posted it. Either way, it is public information. It is public record. Nothing that I'm sharing is private in any way, shape, or form. So I won't be sharing. Later, she does send me like pictures of medical records. I'm not going to be blowing those up like I did with that last picture she sent me. But I will be showing the chat so that you guys do not think that I decided not to show some parts for some reason. And then this is her next message after that. There's a woman whose name is Tonya Duvall that is a drug felon. That's clearly, as you now know, not me. If you wish to look up to double check, John Wayne Duvall was born in Liberty, Texas, died in Texas City, Texas, or League City, Texas. That's in Galveston, where he died. I just want the chance to tell my side of this crap. I am being shown as a bitch. Which I'm not. I honestly do not know enough about computers or anything except how to turn them on and make phone calls or play games and post things. As far as techie things like ghosting, spoofing, no clue how to do that, though I know what those mean and how to do them are two different things. I hope to show you somehow. Not sure how that I've not done what I'm being accused of. You have my full permission to pull my call log records if you wish, as well as my text messages. You'll see I've not contacted anyone involved with this crap. Last time I had contact with Sarah was like January, February, or March of this year. Now, the only problem with that is the fact that just if I pull her call logs or her text logs, that's not going to show the fact that she likely what we still believe to be what happened, is that she made a Text Now account, which is an app where you can use any phone number you want and you can text or call somebody using it. And that number shows up as that phone number. So what I'm saying is that that's who I received calls from, and that's who Danielle received calls from, is the number that was Sarah from B-Town Paranormal's number. And we are allegedly saying that Dedra made these phone calls and sent these text messages, and the reason that we're saying that is because we do have adequate reason to believe that the IP address matches hers. So the IP address that these phone calls came from and these text messages came from matches hers. And when I called Text Now, the application, they told me that this is something that could totally happen, and they were investigating to see if the IP address that I gave them, that I believe is Dedra's, that I have found to be Dedra's IP address, is attached to a Text Now account. I have not received any word back from them. I blocked and deleted her phone number because of my seizures that I can provide you proof of. My memory, short and long term, is so bad. I have to be reminded to do things such as take my meds or what I was going to cook for dinner. I have not lied about anything regarding this crap. I'm not going to start now. I'll be showing Jeremy everything we say when he gets home from work, so you know. Again, thank you for responding on YouTube as well as here. Now, here's where I tell her that I'm probably going to make a YouTube video about it soon, and if there's anything that she wants to say, let me know so that is sure to make it into that video. And this is where I tell her that everything she sends me will likely go into that video. So I'm usually very open about this. I have like a copy and paste message that I send to people who contact me about this issue in particular, so that they always know. She responds, I'll go onto my computer and send you everything I have as to this crap. Now here, the photos that I received are all medical records, so I am hiding those because obviously those are not something that I deem public information, and I was not able to find elsewhere on the internet. So these are not public record right now, and I'm going to keep them private. First of all, when reading through these, and I had one of my siblings is a disability lawyer. I had her read through one of these, and none of them really, prove anything. They just prove that she had seizures, which doesn't prove anything regarding this case at all. Nobody ever said, oh, you don't have a seizure disorder. Nobody told her that. So I don't know what this really has to do with anything else regarding the rest of the case. But she sent them to me, so yeah. And here she says, these you can disclose as proof of my disabilities, please. I'll send the rest later on today or tomorrow. I'm just going to say I'm not going to show these medical records, but they are out in her current legal name, which is Tonya Duvall. And They do describe the disabilities she has talked about previously, but I don't think that proof of disability was ever required of her. I don't think anyone thought that she wasn't disabled. If anybody did, well, there's your proof. If you need more, you can contact her via this Instagram, Dedra Marchetti, or via, I mean, I'm sure she's left some comments on my YouTube channel somewhere that have her YouTube name. So you can contact her there and ask for those documents, because obviously she is willing to give them out. I don't want to be the one to do that, especially since the last time I posted a video similar to this, I got a privacy complaint, so yeah. And then she says, sorry, was sick yesterday, massive migraine, our weather is horrible the past 3 days, tons of rain, thunder, and lightning, as well as 4 tornadoes, which is rare for mountainous areas. If our internet is working today, I'll send you the other stuff I told you about. It's currently 2:46 a.m. My pain pill is finally kicking in. Oh, I accepted your request to follow. Again, a huge thank you for talking to me as well as allowing me to tell my side of things. I greatly appreciate it. I do want to say that I'm always willing to listen to anyone who wants to tell their side of things. If I make you seem like not a great person in a video, I would love to hear from you. If you're in one of my fake service dog compilations and your dog is in one of them as like the quote unquote fake service dog of a clip, let me know. I would love to talk to you. You know, I'm always open to talking to anybody. I am always open to sharing anyone's side of anything. So the fact that she was willing to talk about it is great. So yeah. So she then sends me this message on October 10th. She says, a quick question, are you going to still post a video telling what you do now know about what Jeremy and I have proven to you thus far? My guess is you're not planning on it, or you're bogged down with classes and homework. So from Dedra's messages, you can probably tell that not much has really been proven, other than the fact that there may possibly, I don't have any proof that this other person with her legal name exists. Because when I looked up records of the state, it's difficult to find anything if you don't have, like, an address, a phone number, like, anything other than, like, a full legal name. So, since I don't even have that for her, it's difficult to find anything. But in her messages, there isn't much. But in Jeremy's messages, there's a bit more. But at this point, I wasn't planning on posting anything yet because I wanted this to die down, like, fully. I wanted to not get any messages from them for a long time before I posted another video, because I wanted to have enough messages to make a video, and I wanted to be sure the situation was kind of, like, dying down so that I could post it and be like, okay, this is the end of a chapter, you know? So I explained to her that I was planning on it. Arlo and I got sick around the same time as midterms, which is true. I didn't, like, lie to her or anything. That is exactly what happened. It's been really busy. I missed posting my weekly video that Tuesday, and hopefully I'd be back up and running after the weekend. She said, yeah, I was wondering what happened. I was thinking classes and piled up assignments. LOL, thank you for letting me know. Hope you're much better now. I had to be on my oxygen for 24 hours due to my asthma being a huge pain. I can breathe better now. So far, thank God. And I said, and she said, have a good, fun, safe weekend. Snow and I are planning on going to church tomorrow. Not sure if I'll be able to stay the whole service or not, but I'm going to at least try. So basically, that's kind of where our messages end. I hadn't responded to that one because I didn't really know what to say. So basically, that's kind of where Dedra and I's messages end. So I'm going to show you the messages between Jeremy and I now, which include a couple video clips. So I'll be posting the entirety of those unedited, uncut video clips in here as well. Moving on to Jeremy's messages, the first thing that he tells me is that he was able to unlock his Facebook account so that I could now find it via search engines. I have not searched his Facebook since the photos that Dedra sent me were enough to prove to me that he is who he says he is, enough that he is Jeremy Ambrose, because that's the only thing that matters, is that he is connected to Dedra. At least to me anyway. If some of you are still interested, you can look up his Facebook via search engines now, apparently, according to these pictures. So, yeah, if that's something that you wanted to research yourself, go ahead. But for me, seeing the pictures from Dedra was enough for me to believe that he is somebody who's connected with her. Sorry I haven't been in touch with you, but we've been attempting to get the police here to get information regarding that police report, as the police station in Indianapolis wouldn't provide information outside of the fact that it was a harassment claim. Her name on the report is also wrong. So, first of all, I don't know why he's talking about Indianapolis. Maybe he's talking about the claim that B-Town filed, but the harassment case that I filed several months ago when she was making the big Lakota is BS Instagram account, when Dedra owned that account, I made that report, and I actually had my police station that is near where I live contact the police station near where Dedra lives, and they filed the claim and the report in her hometown, like in the town that she lived in at the time. I don't know if she moved or what, but in the town that she lived in, that is where that claim and report was filed. So if they're looking for that information, that should definitely not be that hard to find. And I don't know why they would need information on it, since she already spoke to police about it. But, yeah. He then says, additionally, B-Town has never reached out to me. They don't even have my phone number to contact me. I attempted to speak with them over Instagram several months ago. Before closing the account, I was shut down and they later blocked me. I'm presently working on a video to send you regarding your post, answering some items that came up. I know she's sending you text messages, as she's sending me screen captures of everything that she sends. So regarding this, I'm not B-Town. Yes, we are, like, friends now, but we're not, like, connected. We're not affiliated. So, I don't know anything about what he's saying. If what he's saying is true, that they've never contacted him or that they've never allowed him to talk. I have a hard time believing that they wouldn't at least answer his messages, because if this has been going on for that long and it's been that big of an issue, I would think that they would at least want to talk with him. And they seem like people who are kind of straightforward, straight up, very honest people. So I would think that they would at least respond to his messages. I'm hoping B-Town sees this video and lets me know if they did receive messages or not, or if they have screenshots of this or what. I'd love to hear from you guys. Sarah, if you want to hit me up, you have my Skype. So, the next message he sends me says, okay, well, I've got one video short enough to upload here that provides face and voice, but the other two are too long, since apparently anything over 1 minute is too big for this DM. Which he is right. I don't believe you can send anything more than a minute through Instagram messages. So, I am going to show you that video. There is a video that he sends later, which is quite a bit longer, which I'm also going to include. But for this one, I will not be jumping in at all, since it's only 1 minute. But for the video later, I will probably be pausing the video and talking between any time that he says anything that I think is off or wrong or anything like that. But for this one, I'm just not going to interrupt at all, and I'm just going to let him say his piece.
So hello there. First off, this is Jeremy Ambrose. In a very rainy day here where I live. I'll turn this around in a moment to show that it's me that's talking, since you want some proof as to whether or not the voice in the voicemail was mine or not. Since I don't know what it sounds like, I can only hope that this doesn't sound like the voice that popped up in your voicemail. I'm not going to ask you for that information, since that's yours to have. If it's part of an ongoing case, I don't need to know about that information, so I'm not going to ask for it. Alright, turning around now. Hello, this is Jeremy Ambrose, as I stated before. Hi. Alright, so all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and...
So that is the whole clip. I know it cuts off. It looked like maybe he just thought he had more time to talk, but Instagram cut him off. So I do want to say that I do believe that he is Jeremy Ambrose. I believe that that is who he says he is. And the reason I believe that is partially because of what Dedra has sent me and then this video. So I do believe that that is who he says he is. But that isn't the only area of contention that we have been talking about regarding Dedra. So that doesn't solve everything, but at least I know that he's telling the truth about that situation. So after he sent that video, he sent me a message that lets me know that he is working on uploading a video to his YouTube channel, which, if anybody else knew he had a YouTube, I wish that I would have known that, but I guess he does. So he uploaded a video to his YouTube channel in order to send me a bit of a longer video. It is an unlisted video, so the only way that you can find it is by having a link. So the link is shown on screen right now if you want to look it up yourself. However, I am going to be including that video in this video, and I'm going to be popping in every once in a while, correcting situation, answering questions, providing more information. So that's what I'm going to be doing now that I can show you guys this video. While I am filming my inner parts for this, I will be walking around a little bit. I am at work now, but I wanted to be sure that this video got up as soon as possible. So I did want to do that really quick. Just let you guys know that this is the scene that I'll be doing all of my little commentary for this video in.
Okay, I'm going to try to make this video again. Obviously, I was not able to make it previously. I'm not too sure why. I guess... So I'm going to try to make this video again. I made this video earlier, but YouTube failed to upload it for some reason, even though I was going through the YouTube site to upload it. But in any case, my name is Jeremy. This is the same car that I was driving when I gave you my first video. Let me just provide you my face again. That proves that it's me talking. And here's me talking again while I'm actually showing you my face. Other than that, I'm going to show you my face just because I don't like being on the camera and never have. If you ever try to find pictures of me, it's difficult because I'm just not a camera type of person. Probably not the reason why I'm not in a lot of videos. I just want to address a few things really quick. It's a nice rainy day, as you can see. I'm in my car right now. I was walking around in my last video, but I'm not going to walk around in the rain. To address some statements. Thank you very much for not revealing where I was living at, even though you had the opportunity to. I appreciate that you went ahead and did that.
So, yeah, you're welcome. I try my best to not reveal information that I don't feel is pertinent or important. And I don't think that that information would be safe for me to give, same as the medical records Dedra gave me. So I'm going to be keeping those private as well as the location of where they are, including their IP addresses.
I want to address a few things which the video that you posted that I did see. Firstly, I'm not going to respond to any of the comments I did see on there, regardless of what the comments were. Mostly because of the fact that they were not very pleasant comments about me.
Even though I didn't leave those comments, I will apologize for those comments because they weren't very nice. I removed the ones that I saw immediately, just because I thought they were overly rude and they didn't really pertain to the issue, so I just decided to remove them. But I know that there are some that are still on there, and that will forever be the case because I can't keep up with it 100%. I get hundreds of comments on my videos every day. It's hard to keep up with them. So, yeah, so basically, those comments, I am really sorry, even though they're not my opinion, they're not views that I share. I do apologize that people left those comments. I do think that some of the people who are in this community are kind of rude, and I apologize for not being able to keep up with my audience like that. I will say that, again, those views are not mine, those opinions are not mine, but again, I apologize because the comments were really irrelevant, most of them, so yeah.
I really don't care what people think about me. I'm not the most pleasant face to look at. I don't care. I'm not paid to be a model or any type of person whose face gets put places. Never have, never will. Don't intend for that to be a job. What people think about me is what people think about me. The only people I care about what they think about me are the people that I love, and my family and my friends. If you're not amongst those people and you have opinions about my appearance, my looks, my voice, how I hold myself, or anything like that, then those are your opinions to keep. Probably one of the reasons why I won't be considering you a friend. I'm a very insular person. I'm an introvert. I have extroverted friends, but I don't go out seeking friends, and my friends are my friends for life. I did have my Facebook available for you to look up my Facebook profile. I have since closed it up again because I don't care for people to be part of my social circle unless, of course, I've allowed them to be a part of my social circle.
So, at the time I wasn't recording this video yet, so I didn't decide to like look up his Facebook and screen record me looking it up. Now when I look it up, it's gone. I'm guessing he did take it off. I don't know what I should necessarily do about that because I don't have any proof that he ever unlocked it other than like the screenshots of pictures he sent me. And I don't have any pictures of his Facebook. Either way, I don't like not believe who he says he is now because at this point, like Dedra sent me those pictures, it's fine. So I guess I don't need the Facebook, but just letting you guys know that I don't know if it's up or if it's not up, if that makes sense. So I don't know.
Oh, I must say that this video is for express use from myself. If any of my family or immediate friends or loved ones wish to use this, they can use this as well as Brielle from Brielle and Arlo. If anyone else wishes to use this video, they need to get in contact with me in order to utilize this video. It is not for anyone else to use outside of that.
This might seem like a foreign concept to some of you, but the fact that he said that, I'm like really excited. Because the thing is sometimes even if videos are like sent to you on Instagram and stuff like that, people will still like copyright you on YouTube. Like copyright claim your video on YouTube, like even if they sent it to you on Instagram and said like you can use this. The fact that he said it out loud in the video and I have actual video proof and no one can copyright claim me because I have video proof that he said that, it makes me feel good. So thank you for sending that. That means a lot, and like I really respect you and understand that you get this, you understand this. So that means a lot to me. Thank you. It means a lot to Arlo too, right? Can you give him a wave? Give him a wave? Oh, that's definitely not a wave. Thank you.
I'm probably hearing music in the background. The reason why I have music in the background is to ensure that anybody that wants to utilize any voice tracks from this video will have to deal with music being in the background.
At this point in the video, I was starting to think, wow, this guy is like pretty smart, because if like anybody wanted to alter his voice or something from that video clip, they would have a really hard time doing it because there's music in the background. To me, that's really smart. So if like somebody wanted to make like a clip of him saying something specific and wanted to use sounds from that video to like make him say something specific, they would have a really hard time doing it because there's music in the background. They'd have to remove that. That's really smart. I should start doing stuff like that. Yeah, that's like a really good idea. Like, good props to you, dude, for getting that.
Now, to address a couple items that were in the video that you posted as quick as I can, because I have to get back to work. The reason why I provided you with the information that I did in regards to the relationship that I have with Dedra is not to provide you with any unsavory materials. First and foremost, the relationship that we have in that particular lifestyle is not a sexual one, any more than a man who marries a woman is getting into that relationship for any sexual reasons. Sure, there are a couple marriages where that's the case, but this is not one of those relationships. I can understand the confusion or the misconception, because if you're not part of that particular lifestyle, the only thing you have to go on are books. are written by people that view it as only a sexual thing, or rather shoddy movies. Find anyone that isn't within the lifestyle and they will tell you differently, especially those that live the lifestyle like myself and Dedra do, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're not man and wife at this time, but we will be in the future.
Personally, that sort of stuff, like the relationship stuff, that's none of my business. And the reason that I say that is because I keep my relationship, I have a boyfriend. I have had a long-term boyfriend. We've been dating for almost 6 years now. I keep him mostly off of my channel for the fact that he likes more of a private lifestyle, and the fact that I don't feel like my relationship is your guys' business. If we were to break up, I don't want anybody to get like heartbroken over stuff like that, or like feel really attached to the relationship, or be like, oh, you guys aren't meant to be together, or you guys were meant to be together and now you're broken up, oh my god. You know, I'm not that kind of channel. This is about me and my service dog. This isn't about me and my boyfriend and my service dog. Maybe eventually he'll be in more videos, but for right now he isn't. And that's the same reason that I talked less about Danielle and Ashlyn's relationship, is because I didn't feel as though that was necessarily a big part of the issue, because that relationship, like, yeah, while it is part of it, and it is more part of it like later, it isn't in the beginning when it's just their relationship and it has nothing to do with Ashlyn and she isn't part of like the videos, you know. When she does become part of it, she's not part of it all the time, and you know, it's not her. These aren't her issues. So I don't want Danielle's persona to be overcast by her relationship, if that makes sense. Ashlyn is obviously a very important part of her life, but the content that Danielle makes, she makes by herself most of the time. So I that's the reason that I don't necessarily talk about, like, if I'm talking about somebody and like exposing them and talking about like their life and the content that they posted, unless the relationship is like seriously part of what's going wrong, I don't talk about it too much, because I don't feel like it's all that relevant. So it's not all that relevant. It's also not all your business, and I don't want you to get attached to the other people involved, etc., etc. I'm sure you get it by now. But yeah. So just the information, it didn't necessarily like come off to me. It came off to me uncomfortable. And the reason that it came off to me that way is because it is, when you say submissive and dominant, those are sexual terms. And the reason that I say that is because they are, you know, like when you're talking about like sexual psychology and stuff like that, those are sexual terms. However, the way that Dedra explained it in some of her messages made it a little bit, like, made it make more sense. Submissive and dominant maybe isn't the best word for their relationship. He wants to control everything she does, because for him that is something that makes him feel more in control, I guess. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I mean, obviously I don't share the same beliefs as they do. I would never want to be that for somebody. I wouldn't want my relationship to be that way, because I truly believe that you should be your own person and that you should be able to exist without the relationship and be totally fine. But I respect other people's sexual desires, whatever. So the reason that it came off to me as uncomfortable is because those are sexual terms, and there are probably better terms that could be used to describe that type of relationship. But again, it came off to me as uncomfortable for that reason, and also for the reason that it didn't feel like my place. I didn't want that to be something that I had to like go into detail about, like I am now, or like he had to in that video. I didn't want that to be something I would have to go into detail about or anything, and now it is, because he mentioned it in the first place. So it felt like it was a little bit irrelevant in the first place, and now it's even more irrelevant, but we have to talk about it because it's in the video and it's in the messages, and I'm not going to cut any of that out, because if I do, people are going to be like, I can see that you cut stuff out of the messages. What did it say? And obviously I don't want that, and nobody wants that. So yeah, moving on.
In regards to what I meant by when I said I was a network admin type of guy, while my current job does not mean that I do network administration duties, I have done that in the past. I've worked jobs where I was responsible for installing wireless networks for companies and troubleshooting them both locally and remotely. And that is a job that I held while I was in the military, installing and maintaining and troubleshooting both classified and unclassified networks for the military. That was my job while I was working with the military. It also means I have a significant amount of computer knowledge to be familiar with how to properly maintain, set up, and secure networks. It also means I know what I'm talking about when I provide information regarding networks. When you were wondering about the entire, what is it, where you trick the networks and everything, that's called spoofing. Also, know you can also ghost an IP address. Unless, of course, you're talking about phones, and it's no longer spoofing, it's called freaking when you're hacking a phone or utilizing it in some nefarious means. It's PH. Sure, you can spoof a phone IP address, but it's commonly known as freaking. Anyone with my level of computer knowledge knows about all this and might even know how to actually do spoofing, ghosting, freaking. It's up to you to determine if what I say is true, but I will say that I do not spoof IP addresses. I haven't spoofed an IP address in several decades. Last time I spoofed an IP address was because I wanted to participate in a gaming culture that was not happening in North America. So I had to falsify my IP address to participate in the gaming event that was happening in a different country.
I apologize for the sudden change in lighting, and the possible change in audio quality. Come up, Arlo. Come on. Good boy. Anyway, I believe him. I believe that he does know what he's talking about. That's just me, though. You have your own opinions. Go ahead. Whatever. But there had to be something, like, if he is now suggesting, which by telling me about spoofing or whatever, and the thing is I know how to spoof an IP address. I use a VPN. I use, different things. So I'm not, like, unknowledgeable. However, the way that he suggested that he knew what spoofing was and stuff like that, and freaking makes me think that he thinks that somebody spoofed their IP address, like used Dedra and Jeremy's IP address to make the Lakota's BS account and make it look like it was her. I don't think that's a possibility, and the reason that I don't is because of that confession. That confession is on tape. The police have it. If you want to find it, you can find it. I've told people the case number before. I've stopped doing that, though, because it is a form of doxing, giving out an area where people live. I'm not going to do that anymore. At this point, I'm done giving it out. If you want to find it, you can. There are some people who have the number. So I just, at this point, that's what I'm relying on, is the fact that we have the on-tape confession. So unless you're going to tell me that she has some neurological disorder or something that would make her lie in a police confession, then there's not much you can do to change my mind about the fact that that's her account. The phone number thing, the fricking thing, where he's talking about spoofing phone numbers, he's right. Because we can guarantee that it wasn't B-Town. We can guarantee that it wasn't them. And the reason that we can is because of phone records. And they've offered several times to give me their phone records. They've checked their phone records. They didn't text me. They didn't call me and leave the messages. So I guess, who did, when the only other person who had their phone number was Dedra. The only other person who had their phone number and my phone number was Dedra. I guess unless we find like another possibility, I don't think my mind is necessarily going to change on that, because there isn't one. I can't think of another possibility. I can't. I've thought about it. The police reports for her doing this have already been filed. There's already an investigation going. The Text Now app has already started looking, and they found an account that's using B-Town's number. They can't tell me anything other than the fact that it's being used. But they found one. So it's so hard to believe anything else could be the truth. But if there is another truth, or somebody has an idea of what it could possibly be, I'd love to hear it. So let me know if you have any ideas.
In regards to any reports or anything that is currently going on with Dedra, I can tell you with the local police office that we have here that we have spoken to them regularly in regards to all the reports that we've been made aware of. At this present time, there is no investigation that the local police office is aware of in regards to Dedra, both under Dedra and her actual name.
I will just say right there that is false. What I was gonna put here, in this spot where I'm recording this video right now, what I was gonna put here is a clip of me calling their local police office and asking about a report that I filed under her name, getting the case number, getting the officer who worked on its number, his officer number, his badge number thing, and talking to them about what I spoke to them about and telling them that I was recording this for a video. I was warned against this for a couple of reasons. First of all, if I ever want to file charges, if I continue to get messages from that phone number, continue to get voicemails, obviously at some point there is going to be a point where it's too much, and I will file harassment charges. That's why right now I continue to say, like, it's allegedly her. It's probably her. I believe it's her. Is because I don't know for sure, and there's always the chance that it could come out as something else. But for right now, that's what I believe is going on. That's allegedly what's happening. The officer told me that I should probably not post clips of the case number. I should probably not post clips of me talking to the police office. I should probably stay away from talking too much about the reports entirely. And the reason behind that is that basically if I ever want to file charges, anything that I talk about on here is usable in court. So if I talk to the police officer and the police officer says something like, we know it's her, or you said that it was her, or just like things that like could be held against me in court, if I'm saying that to a police officer and it's recorded like on a video or something, that's when it's like a really big issue. So currently all of the conversations that I have with police officers are in person. I've had a couple conversations over the phone. There's a few conversations we've had over text. If somebody wants to if somebody wants to call their police office and ask about it, I don't know if it's public record or not. I don't know how that works, but I do know that the report that was filed against her a while ago for the Lakota's BS account, that is public record. Again, I'm not going to dox them and give out their location, but you can find that if you want. So the fact that he says there's no reports, that's just not true. It is possible that the police office is not giving him information because he isn't Dedra. Like if somebody were to go in and ask for like my, records or something, maybe they wouldn't give them to them because they aren't me, if that makes sense. But I'm not sure if that's necessarily how that works. So that statement is just not accurate. And a lot of the people involved in this situation know that already. So, yeah.
They have, yes, received reports, but those reports are just reports. They are not actual investigations. If you are one of these people that are viewing this video that believe that you have filed a report with a local police office where I'm at in regards to her, and feel that they are supposed to be investigations, not just reports and claims, you might want to get in contact with the police department again and make them aware of that, because at this time there is no investigations.
Another thing I will say here is that the only one that I've ever filed is an investigation. It is a full-on investigation. They received, it's closed now. The Lakota's BS is closed. And the reason that it's closed is because Danielle decided not to file charges. They told her to take down the account. That was it. It has a confession. It has a written confession. And it has a acknowledgement of case closure or whatever, basically saying that she had to shut down the account, and that was it, and not contact Danielle anymore. So you're right, that's not an investigation. It was a case, and it's now closed. The one that is an investigation, I believe, I didn't file it, so I'm not 100% sure. I know that there was a report a few months ago, and now it's like an investigation thing that was filed by B-Town. I don't know much about that, but I do know that there was a report originally, and it's an investigation now. Anything else, I don't know that much about. I know that a couple other people have said they filed reports, but I don't know anything about them. So that's all I'll say, is that I know mine is like closed now. So it was open, now it's closed. Because obviously it was, resolved. So mine, the one that I'm talking about in most of my videos, has already been closed. The one regarding the phone number stuff is the one that B-Town filed. I don't know that much about it. So I'll just say that, is that I don't know too much about it.
In regards to the statement that you couldn't believe to the point where you kind of laughed about it, why I wouldn't happen to know the name of her exes that went to jail, or ex that went to jail. I know his first name. I've known his first name. I can't help but remember his first name because of the actions that he's taken when he was with Dedra, especially what actions he took when he was abusive to Snow, her service dog. However, his last name, I'm unfamiliar with it. I know she probably told me around 3 years ago when we first got together. But since he was going to be an individual that was in jail in a completely different state, it was a name that I wasn't going to dedicate to memory. I already have a difficult time as it is with names. Friends and really close acquaintances, I won't forget your name because I'll use it enough times. People that I rarely interact with and I'll have difficulty with, and someone such as her ex that was going to be in jail, It was going to be so difficult that was going to be improbable, approaching impossible, if such a thing actually existed.
Okay, so I will admit that you're right. So in my situation, I guess it's just if my significant other had an ex that I knew had been like really abusive and like just terrible. Like my boyfriend, I know I know all of his ex's names. I might not know all of their last names, but I'm 100% sure that if one of them had been really abusive to him and just really terrible and like not a good person, I would remember their last name because it would be a memorable enough experience for me. But I also have memory issues. I guess I just have memory issues with different things. So like more like things that I should remember, like schedules and stuff like that is my memory problem. So I'm understanding of that. I apologize for laughing at the situation. I think it's just this whole thing has been kind of like really stressful. If you haven't noticed, like my last couple videos on the subject have been a lot more lax than like my first few, because it's just become a subject that like obviously is being overtalked, and I'm hoping eventually we'll just be done with. But I want to get all the information out in the open. I want to get it all solved, and I want to be done with it. But I want it to reach its end point, if that makes sense. So I apologize for laughing about that situation, and I apologize for being ununderstanding, I guess. I understand now. I get that that isn't something that you would always remember.
It's the only things I could think of right offhand. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the information jotted down. I'm not going off of a script. This is just off the top of my head. So I'm going to have to rewatch the video at a later time to determine if there's anything else I really need to discuss. If after watching this you've determined that there is something else that you would like information on, feel free to get in contact with me. You know how to do it. If this is someone watching this video after it's been shared out and you would like information from me regarding something, well, she provided you with my Instagram account. If that's not something that you're capable of doing because you don't have Instagram, not everybody does, feel free to get in contact with her. She can then ask me other ways that people can get in contact with me because I'm not providing anything further.
Yeah, so if you guys want to ask him questions or something, or want to ask Dedra questions, I would say that the best way and the safest way to do that would be to contact me via Instagram or via my business email, which I have given out a couple times. If you still need it, comment below and I'll send it to you. And if you send me questions you want to ask or whatever, I will send them those questions, and then I will send you a screenshot of their Instagram DM answer back to you so that you know that it's directly from them and you know that it is the actual answer, and you don't have to give out any of your information to them to get that answer. I hope that's the most convenient way for you guys, is via email. If you guys want to do that via Instagram, that's fine too, or via YouTube comment, I guess, but I wouldn't be able to provide a screenshot, so just however is best for you. If you want to make a suggestion below, I'm open to anything. But thank you, Jeremy, for opening your DMs to questions from my viewers.
So, all that being said, I'm going to finish this off right now. Again, this is to be used only by those I've shared this link with personally, which would only be Brielle at this time. Any family, friends, or loved ones that I interact with. Otherwise, you do not have permission to use this video or any parts of this video unless you have contacted me first. Thank you very much, and I hope that you have a good day. Hopefully a little bit drier than the one that I'm having right now.
So after the video, the only other two messages, I just sent just a reminder that I would be posting all of this, and he said, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I just made it private because I was going to start doing a vlog on my channel, and I don't need that visible to family and friends since I wasn't going to be including that stuff in my vlog. The finances killed our regular internet, so I've had to put my vlog on hiatus until that gets resolved, because the network I use for phone service is crap when it comes to uploading stuff. And then he also said, saw the video you posted about the FB page. Hopefully enough people have seen it to report it to FB and get it pulled. I'm really hoping the Lakota thing will die, though, with the fact that Danielle has a new service animal in Galaxy. Though I've seen that there is another SD owner that is now attacking Danielle on other YouTube video for owning and working with Galaxy. Maddie the service dog has some very antagonistical commentary. Sorry, it's difficult to read when it's on a small screen. So basically he's just talking about the comments that he saw that were left by Maddie the service dog, which I'm filming a video about those comments at the same time that I'm making this video, so I'm not sure which one will go up first, but it will be up around the same time. So check my channel if you haven't seen that video yet. It may already be up, or it may be coming up really soon, but basically it's just a video about the different people who have been antagonizing Danielle on another video titled, it's by the Shepherd Crew, and it's titled Akira the German Shepherd puppy or whatever works for her food. And basically the comments that Maddie is leaving have little to nothing to do with Jay at all, and are just antagonizing Danielle and her new service dog and making up lies and rumors about them, which is just horrible. So I go on there and disprove all those rumors, and I show screen caps of different things like CCAP to prove things, and Reddit. So if you guys are interested in that, go check out my channel for that, because that should be up there relatively soon. But thank you, Jeremy, for being one of the 3 people to let me know about that. Now that this video is an hour long, I think that's a good place to end it, don't you think? So again, this video has just been me talking about the messages that I received from Dedra and Jeremy, just to kind of close off maybe that chapter, and just, kind of leave it at the point where we're not really going to get to a point where they believe me or I believe them, which I think is fine. Like, my goal isn't to make them believe me. It's not my goal. My goal is to educate people on the facts that I know, and the facts that I get from other people, and the evidence that I get from other people. So, things like the police confession, screenshots, that sort of stuff doesn't lie to you. So, at least I haven't found that it does. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is another crazy long video about something you might have not even cared about. But thank you guys so much for supporting me through this time of me trying to figure out what I want to do on my channel. I still don't know. I guess I'm doing tea and vlogs and trading videos and just other service dog stuff. It's kind of a mess right now, but I really hope people enjoy it. I really hope people like to see what I create, because I really love creating it. So, and stuff like this, like, yeah, the drama gets kind of frustrating sometimes, because you're like, oh, why doesn't this person agree with me? But at the same time, I'm like, I like looking at all the different viewpoints. I like seeing how other people think, and I like seeing how this thing affects the way people act and stuff like that. That sort of stuff is just, like, semi-interesting to me. So, and I'm not doing it for, like, the clout or whatever. I'm just doing it because I want people to know the truth, and I want people to have all the evidence so they can make their own viewpoint on it, and they don't have to just get swayed by what other people are telling them is the truth, if that makes sense. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in whatever I make next. Okay, bye.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.